What's up, y'all? Just getting started. Oh, God, I got an agenda today. That's a first. Just kidding. What up, Tim? As people come in. I thought it was at 12 today. I know it's on Thursday because tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I'm going flying with my buddy Joe and Anton, God willing, if the weather holds up. So that's what we're doing Thursday. I don't know how many people are going to show up because it's Thursday. Normally it's Fridays at noon once a month. What up, Jason Blake? Good to see you, man. Arya, my dude, Ian Bruns. Yeehaw. Wow. Throw a yeehaw if you've been to one of these office hours before. Dude, raging unprofessional. I had a new one me and my buddy came up with this weekend about asking millionaires in like the not weirdest, but I think one of the more unique ways. And I really don't want to do it. So I think we're gonna do it. Hey, what up? This is my spirit bike father. What up, the goat? Sometimes I think we all feel like, feel a little insecure with our expertise. That's why today, even actually, I want to work on some more. I want to have some of your business challenges today. That's what we're going to work on today. I'm going to do that. We'll take a little time. I think my mom will call for a few minutes, but I'm putting it on the agenda. Matthew Polaritis, what is your app that has not been approved? Because I think someone posted we didn't approve. We review everything pretty quickly. What up, Sean Oliver? Good to see you. Hey, Moira. Any other yeehaws that have been here before? Hey, Federico from Brazil. What up, man? Alan Jones. I'm not going to Israel next month. I'm in Austin until July. Then I go to Spain for July and August. Hey, Janine. Good to see you. BeHuman.online. I will check it out. Let me ask. All right, post it to the team. Let's find out. What up, Evie Diaz? If you have been here before, throw a yeehaw in the comments. Is that Sonia? Oh, no, it's a different Sonia. What up from Seattle? It's raining. It is gorgeous Austin, Texas weather. It's warm. Yeehaw. What up, Ishan? Dude, if you post stupid shit, I'm just going to do these instant ban. Oh, I can't ban LinkedIn people. Fuck. What else is cracking? Let's see who else is here. Jason Lovett from Paris. Adrian with tacos. Dude. Thomas from Germany. Hey, Lisa Spence, come on over to YouTube. It's cool out here. We're going to do a lot more businessy stuff today, and I'll tell you why. We're working on launching the book, and I'm going to talk about that as well, but I started feeling a little insecure, and I was like, wow, maybe this book's going to suck, even though I think the book's pretty darn good so far, and I think we'll sharpen it up. And then I got a little anxious about the marketing, like, holy shit, this is like a lot. And then it was two things. It was like, well, let's go back to helping one person at a time. That's we're here helping y'all with business stuff. I forgot the other one, but that's really it. Just go back to one thing at a time. Don't worry about the what if world of the future. Just do what you can do today. And that's a good feeling. Dude, Azerbaijan, really? Hell yeah. The course is insane. We do have that course, monthly1k.com. A lot of people have taken, a lot of people have helped with it. Man, people from all over the world. Max Wiseman from the Netherlands. Tramal Char. Mozambique? Really? I think the other thing I was going to comment on when you're feeling insecure, and this is for myself, but as well for you, is think about what would be exciting. Like we were doing an AppSumo planning meeting yesterday for H2, and it was like, what would be the most inspirational thing for yourself to do in the next 6 months at the end? And then just be like, okay, that's my inspiration. And then that is your vision of where you want to be going. Oh my gosh, people from all over the world. Montreal. Actually, Montreal's been on my short list. Amsterdam. Hell yeah, Neil. What up, man? Karel from Hungary. I love Budapest, one of the most underrated countries in the world. Hello from Germany. We delisted a lot of products on AppSumo that are not software related. So if it's fonts, templates, courses, or it's not a very good deal on a specific software product, we've been really trying to focus our business on software deals for solopreneurs. So do apologize, but we need to be focused. And so that means there's probably somewhere else that can help promote you better. But the way I like to think about it is when you go to a restaurant, the ones you like, or a store, the ones you like, generally, even though you don't buy everything, you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense in the store. But if you go to a restaurant, you guys have had this experience, and you eat something bad or the person's rude or something's good, you're like, you generally are like, okay, I'm done. But if you go somewhere and you're like, yes, 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 you come back. And that is what we are working on. Dude, Patrick, good looking dude. Thanks for subscribing. Love you back. Hey, Miami. Yeah. Yeehaw, Sonia, you've been here before. I thought you were this other, the mountain bike friend of mine named Sonia. All right. What do you guys want to do today? So let's do some business strategy stuff. I want to share just a few kind of things. We are doing a book launch team. So I'm launching my book in January 30th. I need 100 people that will, and they'll get early access to stuff. So probably the audio book. I need them to help look at an early version of the book. They'll also have access to me. I'll be talking with you about your own personal things. And I will need an honest review of the book when it comes out. So those are the two things. You're going to leave comments on the book, not all the chapters, but one or two. And you'll leave an honest review of the book when it comes out. I need 100 people to do that. So if you can email book@okdork.com if you've already done it, please do it again. So I need a launch team. If you're willing to at least review a few chapters and you leave an honest review. Doesn't mean you're going to say you love it. If you don't, I won't ask you to do it. But please email book@okdork.com to be a part of the launch team. All right. Hello, Mom.
Oh, it's not
It's not Friday.
I'm all thrown off. Hello, everyone. Everybody out there that's listening, get Noah's pre-book. I bought it today.
Did you really buy the copy today?
Yeah. I'm going to get the copy January 30th, I think.
Yeah, it launches January 30th. So it's May 25th. It's pretty crazy. We're already starting the marketing for something that's about 8 months away.
I know. I already took out my credit card, but I know that if you wrote this book, it's full of excellent, great information and advice. So everyone go out there and buy a pre-book.
Well, the book is listed on Amazon, but we're not generally doing a push on it just yet, Mom. But if people want to, they're more than welcome to. But yeah, I'm looking for a launch team of people who will edit the book and leave an honest review when the book comes out. So they have to go to book@okdork.com, send me an email. We're going to pick 100 people only to do that.
But Noah, can you post the title, because you don't say the name.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the book is called $1 Million Weekend. So it's how to start a business and overcome your fear and have fun in 48 hours to get your business going.
Can you put a picture of it right now on live? I think it's a great cover.
I don't want to spoil it just yet, Mom. We're going to have like a launch rollout thing.
That's a good idea. See, that's why you're in marketing and I'm not.
You stick to the cleaning your house and going to the gym. That's what you do very well.
Yes, I do. And gardening. I've been outside most of the morning. You should come and see my garden.
How many other people here love to clean and garden?
Anything that's laborious, I like. I don't like cooking. How many people love cooking? I don't get it. I don't get that at all. No. Chop, 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 stir.
No, your cooking is unbelievable. Y'all, my mom, when she's cooking, like she does one, like, you take broccoli. She literally was like one at a time. I could not.
You gotta watch them. Every single, in between, you never know. There might be a little buggy inside. Yeah, it takes me an hour to wash broccoli.
All right. Well, that's been fun having you, Mom. Everyone is super excited about it. Thank you for getting an early copy of the book. I do appreciate it. I love you. I will chat with you soon.
I love you too. Okay, have a good live show.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone. Bye, honey.
Wow. All right. Thank you guys for Mom showing up. Before we get into other things, let's go over your guys' stuff. So again, I have a book, $1 Million Weekend. It's coming out January 30th of next year. Looking for 100 launch team people. Not everyone's going to get selected. It's to leave some comments on the book, so you'll have to actually check it out. The book, it will help you on your business journey, overcome fear, have fun. 48 hours to make some money and get your business going, and leave an honest review on Amazon about it. And we'll be releasing. I just had a call with James Clear yesterday, the Atomic Habits author. The guy is. It was so good. It was interesting that I've met him a long time ago, and the ability to call him and get like a masterclass of book marketing was phenomenal. So we'll be releasing about the book marketing and how we're doing the marketing of the book as part of our marketing. Yeah. Someone said I look like a Miami drug dealer or like a Colombian drug dealer. But yes, so if you're interested in being part of the launch team and you want to be involved and also be a part of our Slack group, I'll be chatting with you. Book at okdort.com, and we'll be going through that probably next week. All right, let's go to your questions. So if you have questions about your business, things going on, how to start your company, I would like to work on that today for a good 30-ish minutes. So be specific, post things that are happening, like you're trying to get new marketing, you're trying to get book sales, you're trying to get a consulting gig, maybe get a job. We can do that. I haven't had a job in a while. But post questions you are working on in your own business. You're funny, Evie. And let's see what we can do to help. So, do we see potential in AR, VR technologies? What do I feel is missing as far as game development, as far as blah, blah, blah concerned? So, I try to solve problems in areas that I'm spending a lot of time in. Personally, I've bought Oculus One, Oculus 2, and I kind of burn out after maybe 2 months. I don't find the games sustainable. I think what's interesting is what activities are sustainable. Like League of Legends, Riot is still like one of the most popular games in the world. Hey, what up, Carlos? And so I'm personally not as bullish on it. I think the thing that's interesting is which ones are working. So like Pokemon is working in AR. Some things are working in VR. I would try to find games that you could build yourself. I saw this Kickstarter yesterday. So I play probably way too much chess. And I'll talk about my chess usage because it's actually I did something different this week that changed things dramatically. Instead of AR, VR, this was kind of a cool thing I saw this week, which is like 3D chess where not 3D, but the chess pieces can actually move automatically. I thought that was pretty wild. And so again, come back to like what is an area that you understand deeply, and then what's the thing that's missing in it. So for me with chess, it's like, okay, there's so many different books and courses out there. There's so much different YouTube content. How to organize it better would be really helpful. Or like, here's the exact plan to do it. Or building a game that's a little bit different where like the pieces can move connected to an app. So those are kind of the areas that I am thinking about. When VC firms prioritize picking candidates for funding, I have a lot of friends that are VCs, top VCs, almost in every VC firm that's from Silicon Valley. Number one thing is momentum, period. I would say number two is like the serial entrepreneurs get definitely an advantage because they have the network, they have the experience, the higher caliber, but it's momentum. I just saw one today. I think I can share it. I'm not supposed to share it, but I'm going to share it. So I just got pitched this today called Return Mates. And I can't share their numbers. That's illegal, and I agreed not to. But, oh, fuck. I was like, dude, if it had my address, I'd be really upset. Okay. Please don't show my address. Okay. So this company, it's like super fast growing. And so I think if you have momentum that you can show, because basically an investor is saying, I give you $1, I want to make back 10. 2, are you a serial entrepreneur or have anyone that you can show that increases the, I guess, confidence level to invest in the business. And And I'd say three, one thing kind of what we've learned at AppSumo as well as with this kind of business is what's the FOMO, right? A lot of people are dummies. They're all a bunch of sheep. I am too sometimes. And, you know, if you bought toilet paper during COVID, you're probably like everyone else. So if you're saying, hey, these other people invested, or hey, we're closing the round in this time, it does make you make a decision. So in your business, how do you get momentum, have validation from other people, and encourage people to make a decision within a window? Didn't think I would talk about VC stuff. Oh man, you guys got a lot of questions today. Is it realistic to create demand for a product that might be a bit too early for the market to use? Yes. It is easier in my experiences of starting and failing and knowing a lot of different business entrepreneurs. It is so much, there's two different ways of business that I've seen. You can accelerate behavior. So people are already doing it and you're accelerating, or you can change behavior dramatically. I try to just say like, hey, people are already doing this. I don't have to convince them. And that's where I see a lot of entrepreneurs and newer entrepreneurs being like, oh, I'll just have to convince them that it's important. It's like, that could be a lot harder to do versus what are they already doing that you can either save them a lot of time, make them a lot of money, or it's something that enhances something that's already happening. So that's how I like to approach it, because it reduces the amount of time and money I waste, and it's easier to convince people. Are the sessions recorded? Yeah, but I hide them afterwards. All right. So how do you know where to start? That's a really great question. This is broad, and I'm going to do my best. These are fucking awesome. I love this. As an aspiring entrepreneur, I think one of the core things, I think there's a bunch of things I would think about. I think number one is the skill of selling, because at the end of the day, a lot of business is selling. So in the book, and a lot of what I talk about is overcoming the fear of asking and the fear of rejection. So go practice selling stuff, right? Sell stuff on a marketplace, Etsy, Facebook, Craigslist, blah, blah, blah. Could be in person. I think that's a great thing to be learning. Number two, how do you go and learn different haircuts is what I like to call them, or blueprints. So go and try to meet someone who's doing real estate. And I promise you, whether in India, whether in Africa, whether in South America, whether in America, you have someone in your network who knows someone that you can meet. So I would try to go and then learn from that person more specifically to see like, hey, is this where I want to be going? And number three, I would say get selling. Go start a business. Not get selling, but go start. Now, you don't need permission. Permission granted. So how do you know where to start is that you work backwards from ideally a problem that you have, and you see if that, hey, I have this problem in a very time-boxed container. That's why I would say a weekend, 48 hours. Can you get 3 customers or $100? And I think what you want to start doing is put in reps and think of things as experiments. So when things don't work out, which things for me still don't work out a lot of the time, that you're like, oh, it's an experiment. Cool. What did I learn? Let me improve. So those are things I think about as an aspiring entrepreneur. What are the best resources for selling better? My favorite book of all time around that is Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. I think that's a phenomenal book. I think Zig Ziglar is look for the old school people that their stuff is still good, because all the new people copy them and they forget they copied them. But Zig Ziglar is where I learned a lot of sales. And I would say lastly, go find a product that you love and you're not selling, you're educating. And so that's kind of been a big thing for me, which is like when I'm selling AppSumo, I'm like, I think this is a great thing. I don't have to sell it. I want people to be using it. I always shout him out. My buddy Adam from mybodytutor.com, he's like, I love what I do. I think it's such a great product, what I do. I have to tell people about it. And so I think a good way to get into sales, besides practicing fear and rejection, which we can talk about, is find something that you just love. Like look on your phone, look on your computer, look in your house, look wherever you live and see what you're like, I love this thing. Okay, how can you sell it? How can you go be a part of the sales process there? If you guys have other ideas or suggestions on sales as well, I don't know all the answers. I'm just sharing from my own experiences. I've done a decent amount of sales from a lot of stuff over time. What is the best personality trait? So I was going to say the personality, if I could pick one trait of an entrepreneur, I'm going to pick 2. I think that if I could only have 2 traits of an entrepreneur, I'm giving 2. I would say persistence, like how fast are you quitting? I think most people quit way too soon. And I think the second trait of entrepreneurs is they follow through. This is what I just noticed about successful people. Like all of my successful friends, I'm talking just money, all of them have stuck with things for a long time. And all of them, if you tell them something or they say they're going to do something, they do it. So for yourself, are you committed to something? Are you showing up when you don't want to? And when you say you're going to do something, are you building your trust and confidence in yourself to deliver and follow through with things? Yeah, David, this is great. Coming back to the question, go get a sales job. If you don't have a sales job, do the coffee challenge. So what is a sale? Like if I'm selling this water bottle to you, I'm saying, hey, you want to drink more water? Why? You'll live longer, you'll feel better, whatever. I'm not even trying to do the sales pitch, but I want to practice saying, what do you need? Why is it actually good for you in exchange of money for this item for you? I'm not even about the sales pitch. But the point in asking for the coffee challenge, which is going and asking for 10% off, or if you see a lot of my YouTube videos, it's me going up and getting rejected. And the reality is that everyone gets rejected. And it's overcoming that fear. So do 10% off when you go buy something next time, ask for it. You get rejected and you're like, it's not so bad. And then eventually, though, you have to practice, how do I convince people better? And you convince them when you don't have to convince them. That's what I'm talking about behavior. It's like, hey, is health important to you? Do you want to live longer? Do you want to have better skin? Is that important to you? Do you want to have more energy in the day? Yeah, then if you drink 3 bottles of water a day, it's going to do that. And by the way, when you have the sippy straw, I drink 4 times more water. Dude, it's so easy for me because I'm excited about this. I know how it helps me. And I think there's a lot of other people that can help. Bob, we've looked at this. I don't think this is your real profile picture, by the way, but we've looked at this. I think a lot of the most successful people have the most fails. I definitely think that's true. We actually analyzed it at AppSumo, and it was like 1 out of every 10 things we tried as an experiment worked. But the one experiment works pretty well. But just to give you an idea of how many things don't work. And I think what happens for newer entrepreneurs is one thing doesn't work. Or when people have just started a business, they try to hire one person. The one hire doesn't work. And they're like, well, I'm never hiring again. And that's like going on a date and then saying, I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. So I think the one caveat I would put, the little asterisk there, is I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs, they try a lot of things as a way of avoiding anything working or avoiding anything failing. Because they're like, I don't know. And they're just dabbling. And it's like, if you're dabbling, of course it's not going to work because you're not taking it seriously. Be focused on it. Try it. Either work or don't work. What would be the one topic I'd work on if I was under 30 goals? I mean, I don't think if I'm under 30, it matters about your age. I think a lot of times in business, find the areas that you're spending your free time on. Like, where do you spend your free time? Is it in gardening? Is it like my free time is tech? Like I go to techmeme.com right away, almost first thing in the morning, and I'm reading tech news. I'm going here. I go to TechMeme because I fucking love tech. Like I love technology. I just think it's super cool. I go to techmeme.com. It's almost my first set every day. The second thing is I love promoting. We do the YouTube channel and it breaks even. It makes $0. And so far, I think it looks like we're going to lose money just on the YouTube channel. I like making videos. I like creating content. I like interacting with the audience. I like sharing this stuff. I like the attention. I like the back and forth. I get to learn. I get to meet cool people. So I think I would do those 2 areas, like generally tech and then promoting. I think what's interesting now is everyone's like chasing, 6 months ago, everyone's chasing crypto. And 6 months ago, before that, everyone's chasing this. And now everyone's chasing AI, ChatGPT. And it's not that it's not important. I think it's just really being the phrase I think about a lot, Jedi, and I know I've seen you before, is pause and respond. And that doesn't mean take forever, but pause, go for a walk, and respond, meaning what are you really interested in? Are you actually interested in AI, ChatGPT stuff? I'm not as excited about it as all these other people that are chasing it. And that's okay. But I can also find areas that I'm excited in, which is promoting things, promoting those products on appsumo.com, or promoting other things on the okdork.com mailing list, my personal email list. By the way, I'm going to do a plug. Guess what? You can do whatever you want on the show. Go to okdork.com and join my newsletter. If you're not on it, I'll be announcing the book. We'll have exclusive content. I put out different things that are only for the newsletter subscribers. It's free. I don't think I pitch anything. We do have our course in there, but it's on the bottom. So go to okdork.com. If you're not on the email list, go and subscribe. Thoughts on YouTube as a marketing tool. Do as I do, not as I say. I will say that any content creator that has success, the surprising thing is that it's a lot more work than you think to get to some level of attention in these social channels, and not only to get there, to stay there. Persistence, follow through. So I think a lot of these channels are great. It depends who your customer is. So if your customers are business people, maybe it's LinkedIn. If it's certain people, maybe it's YouTube. If it's other people, maybe it's TikTok. I would also try to do a channel that you enjoy. Like, I hate TikTok. I literally, I go on it and I'm like, this is total dog shit. TikTok is dog shit to me. I don't care about the China thing or whatever thing. I just think it's dog shit. So I don't really put a lot of effort in. I watch, I don't want to admit it, but maybe 2 hours a day of YouTube. I don't watch the business channels, but I watch chess channels, UFC channels, squash, fishing. I don't know. So I think there's a lot of great, it's not free necessarily, but ways to reach an audience. Find the one you enjoy and then you can stick with. What is the audience size you can start monetizing? 1. You can start monetizing with 1. Would you rather have an email list of 100,000 people who don't open or do anything, or 100 people who do everything you ask and have a great relationship with? I think more creators need to respond to every single comment, need to respond to every single email, need to respond to every single DM. And I do my best personally. I don't outsource it to do that. On LinkedIn, I do have a team that helps with the comment replies. On YouTube, I do it. On Instagram, I do it. Email, I do it. It's a lot, but that's how you build a community. That's how you build people that give a shit both ways. Did I start out as a software engineer? I started out as a hacker, a crappy one, which is great. I could do WordPress, I could do PHP, HTML, all that kind of stuff. And I did CS in Berkeley for 2 years, but I just wasn't smart enough. It's not how I think about things. So I realized I could help. I need to understand it, but my power and advantage is in marketing, promotion, maybe some leadership stuff. Adrian, I don't understand your question. You want to bring small gifts to local businesses with a note to build a relationship person. What's the question? So did I spend my time learning a new skill, working on a new project, or spend my time with the 2, or maybe something else? So here's something that's really interesting. This has been a game changer for me. A game changer. And I think we've heard it, but we don't do it. That thing, what is it? If you ask Abe Lincoln about cutting down a tree, he would have sharpened his saw for 55 minutes. I'm like, Abe Lincoln didn't cut down shit, man. That guy was chilling and fighting wars and doing good. But what I will say is that this is just the way I want you to frame skills. There's a difference between playing and practicing. And so when we see athletes, we see the 55 minutes of playing, but they probably spend 1,000, how many minutes in a week? There's 10,000 minutes in a week. That's crazy. They probably spend 1,000 minutes a week practicing. How many minutes a week are you spending reading about leadership, reading about YouTube, taking a course, having an advisor, hiring someone to do it, trying things out as a practice versus I'm just going to go play the game. And so that's what I've been doing in business more, reading more books. That's what I've been doing in my chess. Instead of playing this week, I said, no, you cannot play any chess until you study for 2 hours. And I was like, I don't want to. I was like, okay, well, you don't get any chess. I'm like, who's talking to me? I'm like, you are. So I think what I would recommend is play, have fun, but be mindful how much you're studying to be better at your skill. Again, not everything is black and white. What you want to be mindful of, and this is a entrepreneur thing, which you're not going to do, is you don't want to spend all day reading more books about business and buying more courses and consuming more TikTok garbage dog shit and not doing anything. Some of the best experience is through doing. The best book is experience, but you got to do experience and study back and forth. What are the best cities to network with other entrepreneurs? I would say it actually depends on the type of entrepreneurs. Historically, Silicon Valley for tech, it still is. It's where the money is, where a lot of the best entrepreneurs are. But there's a lot more places now. But I will say a significant part of my success is because I was in Silicon Valley, just born. Thanks, Mom, who's watching. was a big deal. But I think Silicon Valley, Bay Area is great. LA is huge, very underrated. A lot of entrepreneurs out there. I think you might want to think of density. Like if you're in LA, it's spread out. So Silicon Valley, boom. Austin, I would say it's a lot more content creators. I think the entrepreneurs from a business standpoint sounds mean, but they're not thinking as big as Silicon Valley, and that's okay. New York, I think European, I don't know that many. It depends on the type of entrepreneur. Yeah, Boulder's an interesting one. Depends on the type of entrepreneur you want to be, and then go be in that space. Like I'd say Miami is like crypto bro-ish. And so, yeah, I do think who you're around can make a gigantic difference in your success. What practice would you recommend to cultivate raving fans? I don't know if I try to cultivate and do anything intentionally besides just care. And do your best to respond and help them. I think there's more you could probably do. I think one thing, this is actually really surprising. At AppSumo, we pulled a list of everyone who spent a lot of money last year that hasn't spent this year. And the numbers actually, it's only like 100 people, but the number that they haven't spent is in the millions. And that's only like 100 people or 200 people. It's really small. But don't post your questions like a bunch of times, guys. It's just tough to go through everyone. And so I'm myself going to email them and go one by one and talk to them. That's it. One by one, hand-to-hand marketing. Dude, you want to promote AppSumo on your newsletter? Great. Go sign up for our affiliate program. Go.appsumo.com. Sign up, get paid. We have people making 6 figures as appsumo.com affiliates. How do you believe in yourself without being unrealistic? I don't know. What do you got? I don't know what other people think about it. I think we all go through different moments of insecurity, no matter what. Even if you're the best in the world, like Steph Curry, LeBron James, they still lose. Can you imagine that? How do you think they think about themselves? So I think I would figure out what can you do what can you do that makes you feel good about yourself just today. Don't worry about the future. And then the second thing I think I would encourage is like, how do you do more positive self-talk? And I you know, as I say that out loud, I cringe. Positive self-talk, you know? But I think it's like, you know, when I've worked on this year and it's made a difference. As I'm doing something in just any aspect, cooking, chess, work, just give yourself a little more credit. And I think you can do those two things. You'll start believing in yourself more. I don't know if you have to have a healthy disrespect for your limits. I think you should have a healthy. Oh yeah, no, actually I agree with that. Disrespect, yes. Am I still journaling? What has that practice helped you clarify in your life and your business? I journal every Monday. There's one of my favorite books all time. It's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. So I do that every single Monday. It helps me put in perspective the most important things in business, what's going on in my personal, and then the things I'm looking forward to that week. I think the biggest thing that I'm really working on around a lot of that is not being so impulsive, which impulsiveness is a great skill because you take action, but really being intentional. And so pausing as you journal, as you do these things and say, like, some of our revenue has been not where we wanted it to be at AppSumo. Instead of being like, hey, everyone, I don't know what's going on. I'm really anxious. What's your goal? What's the plan? Is it off the plan? Okay, let's take our time. It's not as urgent as we think, and it's solvable. If you're not on the newsletter, again, I'll put it out there one more time. OkDork.com. Go subscribe. Just go do it. You know what to do. Holy shit. A lot of you guys want to be on the launch team for the book, so I'm going to put that out there one more time. I only have room for 100. I have a book coming out about how to start a business in a weekend and having fun, overcoming your fear. Email book@okdork.com to be on the launch team. I'll accept 100 people. I need you to help review the book, just 1 or 2 chapters with your comments. It'll change the book, put you in the acknowledgments if I can. The time, the editing stuff, publishing stuff is weird. It's going to be with Penguin, so it's with one of the major brands. As well, I expect you to do an honest review of the book when it comes out next year. So please email book@okdork.com if you're interested in being a part of that launch team. Book@okdork.com. If you're not interested in doing that, make sure you join the newsletter at okdork.com to find out when the book comes out. Awesome. Question. This is good, man. We're getting into business questions. I haven't done this in a while. I'm feeling good. T-Dog the GOAT. What up, Vuse? What's up, Anthony? Good to see you. Which is harder? I've done both businesses over the years. I like the digital because there's no inventory, but then it's also easier for others to compete, right? If it's something I have to physically make, one, it's more of an advantage. But I will say, when you take something and you put it in an envelope and you know that you got paid and you mail them the check, that's a great feeling. I would encourage, if anyone's out there, who here, put a 1 in the comments if you've never, if you want to start a business but you haven't made $1 yet. Put a 1 in the comments. How do I deal? We already talked about imposter syndrome and believing yourself, so I'm not going to go as much into that. We can a little bit. So how do you transform a business idea into a business? People told me to learn from failure and trouble. I didn't know where to start, especially coming. So one, I encourage people never to spend any money to start a business. I encourage people not to spend a lot of time to start a business. I encourage people to have fun with their business. And so the biggest thing, Charlie, there's a few things here, but number one, how do you go and help one person today, right? Today, it's Thursday, May 25th, 1:36 p.m. Central Time. Just go help one person. So when I was in college, I was like, there's all these kids here that don't have summer internships that need experience. There's all these local businesses that need more business. Maybe we can go and ask these businesses if we can do the marketing for them. And so I started HFG Consulting. It stood for hella fucking good. I was in college. I'd probably still name it that. And so I just went to them and said, hey, we can do your marketing. You pay us $100. And then I went to these freshmen and sophomores and was like, hey, go help them with their marketing. And then I just went and sold. And eventually that led to ninjacard.com. So a whole nother story. But I think the bigger thing is, one, go do that. The second thing is, if you want experience in business, it's selling, it's blah, blah, blah. Take something from your room in college or wherever you are, from your parents' house, and sell it online. Get in the practice. I love the hustle. I'm still trying to make money on, like, I don't know, stupid shit. Like, I have Airbnbs. I can actually show it to you. I don't think it should. I can't show one because it's private. I just love the hustle, even though I know it's not worth my time and I make a lot more money doing other stuff, but I still love it. It's fun. Have fun with it. How many hours a week am I working? I don't, people love this question because I think it gives a benchmark about how hard to work. I think what's more important is, what are your priorities? What are your goals? And how much are you moving towards that? And what's your time frame? I think you need to be thinking about what's the output you're doing, not how much the input of hours is. But there is, things take time. And if you're putting not a lot in, it's like when I lose something. If I'm losing in a game and I'm like, well, you're not studying, you're not practicing, how are you expecting to win? But I'm helping run AppSumo.com. I've got the YouTube channel with Jeremy. I have a book. It's just some, different things are going on. So it's a lot. It's probably 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then I don't work Saturdays. I don't check email or anything Saturdays. Take Saturdays off, the Sabbath Saturday. And then I work Sundays, maybe 2 hours. So it varies, but it's a full day. Like again, I want to show you my calendar and this stuff, but I think there's just private information here. So today started at more or less 9, and I have stuff till 8. Yesterday started at 9:30, finished at 5. Day before started at 9, finished 6. So it varies by day, but there's not breaks in those days. That's by choice right now. It's not forever. But I think what I would encourage in any of your businesses, and this will help you persist and sustain, is think about, how do I sustain this? Like for YouTube channel, one of my goals, if anything, more importantly, is how do I do this for 10 years? How do you do it for 10 years? How do you overcome the fear of failure? I've talked about this a lot. Do the coffee challenge. Go out to a store anywhere and fail and practice failing. 2 weeks ago, I was in Newport Beach doing a video, knocking on people's doors. The video's coming out, I don't know when. And I knock on the door and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I really like your house. What do you do for a living? I'm getting rejected badly. And it's like, okay. And I just go to the next house. And eventually Jan opened the door and was really nice to me and gave me a house tour even. What was the biggest spend on mentorship and was it worth it? I have a mentor. There's different ones. The amount of mentors I have probably would surprise people. The amount of mentors we have in the company would probably shock you. Right now, I have but I pay a guy $1,000 an hour, 5-hour minimum a month is his preference, his request. If you think about our business, we make 7 figures, 8 figures, actually 8 figures a year. If out of $5,000, I can make a $5,000 improvement. That's one. That's worth it. And that's just, that guy is just in marketing. I actually have a business advisor. I have a CEO advisor. I have a meeting with him at 2:20. I have the CEO advisor. I have a meeting with him tomorrow. They're all in like $1,000 an hour range. And is it worth it? Yeah. I think a lot of business, at the end of the day, business is return. What is the return on capital? That's business. How much am I spending? How much am I getting? And so you evaluate the people you hire, you evaluate your marketing spend that way, and then that's how you make a lot of better decisions about what to invest more in and what to pull back on. What were my goals for AppSumo.com in the beginning, and how many times did you adopt your strategy? My goal for AppSumo in the beginning is almost still the same as I have now, was to make $3,000 a month so I never had to have a boss again. And I don't even want to be anyone's boss still. So that's never changed. That was my goal, and I was able to get there in, I don't know, maybe a month or two. I didn't pay myself. I just used my savings for the first year. But it was one of these things, if you ask for product market fit, you know. It's like when you're not having to sell. And so adapting our strategy, we've tried. A lot of times what's interesting is go back to the thing that, one of the best strategies for business, this is what I do when I meet almost any entrepreneur that's like, hey, can you give me advice on my marketing or advice on growth? I'm like, what did you do to get to where you are? Do more of that. And so with AppSumo, it's good deals, good price, do some ads and affiliate to get more people for that. But really, it's good deal, good price. We've tried a lot of things around it, but go back to figure out what's been working for you historically and figure out how do you do more of it. Good memory. So I was learning Hebrew. I'm dating someone who speaks Spanish, so I've adjusted to focus on Spanish. And I'm not learning Hebrew, but I'm still learning a language. I think the idea of how to learn is a very good skill to always be doing. I think what's interesting, Alicat, it's good to see you. Mostly, you're a funny one. I think about revenue streams. Generally, it's probably better to focus on the one that you make your money on. So the way I look at my money is kind of, I think it probably would surprise you. I'm a little bit more risky to make the money, but once I've made the money, I want it to be boring. So with AppSumo, I'm willing to invest money, trying a lot of things out. But once the money is in from AppSumo, I want it in a zero risk thing, which is T-bills or money markets. So I think what I'd recommend for a content creator is if you make a list of all of the variabilities that could happen that would put you out of business. So, and I have a funny story about that, which is, we did this in the past for one of our companies and we solved it, meaning, all right, well, this happens, Gmail blocks us. So let's take AppSumo. Let's give you a more clear example. At AppSumo, we put a deal out, we send an email, we make money. If Gmail blocks us, our business is stopped. So then we added affiliate, then we added ads, and then we try to tell people to come back at certain times. So I think it's more important to be mindful of your single points of failure. And I wouldn't be over diversified personally. I think I would probably have one, like if you're on YouTube and you're dependent on YouTube to show your videos, that is a huge dependency. So then I would diversify to get an email list. You can use sendfox.com or another provider. But yeah, I would be mindful of if you're dependent on TikTok or Instagram, anybody who can total control of your business. I've had a lot of problems where Facebook banned us or the algorithm changes and you're screwed. Dude, Alex, I love you, dog. Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that stuff. I'm hyped today. This is good. Also good to see my buddy Scott Herf. I met Scott Herf 20 plus years ago. We're still very good friends. Scott, I got your watch downstairs. I was wearing it yesterday. I don't wear it for special occasions. Thank you, man. How much is AppSumo currently worth? So there's two ways that people value businesses. I'm not talking about private equity or Morgan Stanley in this. There's the funded entrepreneur and there's a bootstrap or revenue-focused entrepreneur, I think as my friend likes to call it, which I think is a good way of calling a bootstrap person. Instead of bootstrap, revenue-focused. So a revenue-focused entrepreneur, bootstrapped, cares about the profit because you have to stay in business. A funded person focus on the valuation. So I never really worry too much about AppSumo's valuation. I worry about sustainability. How do we help our customers? How do we help our partners? How do we make sure the team is enjoying the work and that we can keep doing this for a long time? I don't want to get a job. So I'm not as worried because I think if I'm worried, I'm not trying to sell the business today. So I don't really focus or optimize for worth. That is a question I'd really encourage you to think about in your own businesses. This question, what are you optimizing for? And so if you're optimizing for valuation, growth is well, now things are changing a little bit, but historically it's growth rate. And so I think you have to think about what you're optimizing for in your business, in your life, and then align things around that. How is Barcelona? I love Barcelona. I'm there every summer. It is more expensive than you used to. I think everything in life is, but I think it's got everything you can want in a city. It's probably, I think Budapest is also cool, but it's not on the water. I like that Barcelona's a little bit more international. There are some entrepreneurs there. I think as I've gotten older, though, I like to either be alone or with my friends, or now I'm dating someone, so with them. So the amount of newer people I'm meeting is to a minimum, unless it's someone I'm reaching out to and I really want to meet them or get to know them better. But I think for a lot of young entrepreneurs, I've met some different people. I've seen a lot of people. There's not a ton of tech companies out there, but there's like Glovo. I think Todoist is out there. There's been some cool, and also some people we've promoted via AppSumo.com. By the way, if you're not on AppSumo and you are a solopreneur and you need tools that at a great price for your business, go join the newsletter. How many people are not on our newsletter for AppSumo.com? Go to AppSumo.com and join AppSumo.com just to even see how we do our marketing. I think you're going to learn something there by just checking that out. Here's the, hey, what up, Sebastian? Yeehaw, Vincilento, what's for lunch? I think it's going to be a sausage. It's a taco. It's a sausage and an egg white tortilla called Egg Life. Really awesome. So how does someone become the next Mark Zuckerberg? You don't. You become the next Aditya B. Think about it. Do I think YouTube Live is important for growth and to connect with your audience? I love your lives. No. If we look at all the data, there's nothing that shows doing YouTube Lives is worth anything. We don't charge. We don't ask for anything. Number one, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. There's hundreds of people that show up. I like that we're focused on answering questions today. I like it, number one. I think number two, people seeing me as a human and actually connecting me makes a better relationship for us. So yeah, I think for a community and connection, it's good long term. I'm not optimizing around that. I think what I also try to think of, Susan, and maybe this is helpful, is return on time. We all have the same time. And so I've done YouTube, which is for just some audience, or I've done it different ways. And ultimately I'm like, if a few hundred people show up and it's free and I can help you and I get interactions like this, it's worth it for me. But when it's 10 or 20, it's just not worth it. I can make a YouTube video that'll reach maybe 100,000 or 1 million, and that makes it worth it. So just think about your return on time and what you enjoy. I don't know about hedge fund incubators. I don't really think about doing incubator stuff. I like starting my own businesses or investing in businesses that I use personally. I want to buy my business back from my business partner. Is it worth it in today's economic climate? I don't know what your business is. I think it's a good sign if you're excited to do that. I would bet on myself. I think what's interesting, and we were talking about this in AppSumo, is that if you're more inspired by your side hustle or by something else, you can fix that in your core. So if you're not excited about what's going on in your current business, you're in charge of that and you could fix it to be excited. By the way, so Susan, these kind of videos, I'm glad you guys like the Asking Millionaires videos. We got some crazy, amazing ones coming out. But that, I think what's interesting is that doesn't create as much of a connection as much. What I've noticed in the years of content creators and people who promote, people trust people where that they've personally helped them improve their lives. So if you watch a video of mine and you're like, oh, cool, I'm entertained, fine. But if I give you a tactic, or if I say, hey, I bought this glass, which I just put in my newsletter, I just recommend what I use. And you're like, I bought it, man, I trust Noah. So I think that the point I'm making for you there is, how do you help improve someone's life actually is how you can build a large audience, especially if you do that one by one at scale. How do you find like-minded people? I think you have to be there geographically, but I think what's also, there's different ways of thinking about this. Be there geographically, put yourself out in an interesting way so they come to you. And then third, I would say reach out to those people. So I still reach out to people that I find interesting. Like I'm trying to meet Brandon Novak. He wrote a book called Dream Chaser about drug addiction. I thought it was just really good. I just interviewed Anon from CB Insights. Super good. So 1, be interesting. 2, put yourself out there. And then 3, geographical. And then 3, reach out. Dude, hell yeah, on AppSumo affiliate program. Dude, these glasses are dope. I love these glasses. Is YouTube worth the effort? It just depends. You know, it depends what your goals are. Depends what you enjoy. I think what happens with business and in life is a Venn diagram of things you enjoy, things the world cares about or wants to pay attention to. And when you're doing something that you're really proud of, but no one gives a frick, it's like, that sucks. And if you're only doing things that they want, but you fucking hate it, that sucks. And so I do think you have to find that fulcrum in the middle. How do you structure your tasks and maintain mental clarity? I think someone was asking about planning versus action. I think the biggest thing is having very clear goals and then structuring a lot of your things around that goals. Like, how much of your week is in your goal? So my number 1 is AppSumo. Number 2 is YouTube. And then number 3 right now is the book. And so if you look at my calendar, it's like probably about 70% of my week is in AppSumo. 1 day a week is in YouTube. And then maybe half day is in the book stuff. And that's increasing because the book launch is coming out in the next 6 months. We do YouTube lives at the end of every month on the last Friday, gentlemen. I'm doing it Thursday because tomorrow I have plans. I'm going to call out a few other products. If you guys have not checked out TidyCal, it's free. I'd love for you to go try it. If you're doing like Calendly alternatives, it's free, simpler. I'd love for people to use it and give me feedback on it. It's a product our team built because we don't like subscriptions. Who likes subscriptions? It sucks. So go sign up for tidycal.com. And if you have feedback, let me know. I'll post my information. You can message me about it, but check it out at tidycal.com. You can message me on Instagram. I respond to almost everyone as long as it's not like, hey, give me money, or hey, I got no business ideas. What should I do? Oh my God. If I could change this for the world, I would. Per Josh, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Ankit, stop posting the same question, dude. I gotta put you in timeout. I hate I literally, let me just see. I get literally 5 to 10 messages a day of people saying, hey, I'm a shorts editor. Let me see. I'm just looking. Yeah, here. I deleted them already. But it's like every day I get like so many of these messages. So I think you have to look at your own network or do a good edit to someone you want to work with that's not super gigantic and connect with them. But what happens a lot of times is I get these generic ass emails. Hey man, can I work for you? Can I be your shorts editor? I'm like, go look at my shorts and tell me what sucks about them and show me one that's even better. No one does that because they don't want to do the work. So do that for someone smaller. But again, I think what I would recommend is look in your network, put out good content, and go to someone with value that's not gigantic to start and give them a good video. And that's how you'll get clients. Dude, thank you, David. Yeah, the team, Garrett, Marne, Enrique, David, Serbaluca, Gary have been working really hard on it. And we focused on it because we've built 7 to 8 originals products over the past 3 years. And TidyCal.com is the only one that's crazy growing. And so we're doubling down on it. Uh-oh, here's my shorts editor. Not mine. This is something, small caveat. I never call people I work with mine or my. I'm just like so strange. I find that strange. This is the video editor of all of our stuff on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you know, my favorite channel. I fucking hate TikTok. I know my mom likes TikTok, which is kind of weirded me out. But shout out Josh. Thanks, man. You're doing great. How did Josh get us as a client? Referral. So go do great work for someone. And then we asked someone, they're like, yo, it's Josh. Then Josh and I negotiated for months on price because he was hardballing me. And now we're all happy. Is 1,000 true fans still a thing? I don't know. I don't worry about the number. Just worry about helping each person individually. And the more people you can recognize their name in your audience, the better. How do I get cold email business owners? I've never cold email people. Make it warm. Find out how to get a hold of them in a way that they're excited to talk to you. Go read Permission Marketing by Seth Godin. Read Permission Marketing by Seth Godin. Dude. Hell yeah. Timothy. Shout out. Timothy, send me a message about it. I'd be curious. Noah@appsumo.com. But if you guys need a scheduling tool, we're doing some new things on it around recurring meetings. You can get paid on it. So if you're a freelancer, we built in Stripe for free. So you can actually, if you're a freelancer or an agency or a coach, you can send it to people and be like, yo, pay me through if you want to meet with me. Boom, tidycal.com. $1 Million Business Over the Weekend videos. I am probably going to do workshops in person for you to do them, and I'll help you get that going. That's something that'll come out later with the book launch. That's an interesting question. I don't know. How do you pick which skill to level up on? I think there's the higher level question people ask, like, should I double down on my strengths or fix my weaknesses? As I've gotten older, I double down on my strengths and I hire for my weaknesses, or I outsource it or use software. Dude, workshop in Paris. Would you guys want me to? So let me ask, if I came to your city, would you want to do $1 Million Weekend workshop? Would you guys want to do $1 Million Weekend workshop? So what would we do? We'd work on fun. We work on overcoming fear, and we work on 48 hours to get your, not me, your business going. I think the requirement would probably be buy one of the books. Would you guys want me to do that? Yeah. Oh, you guys would come to Austin too. I think it'd be more fun to come to your city so I could travel the world and expense it and help you all with that stuff, help you with your business. Okay. Hey, Christopher Armstrong, what's my workout routine these days? Still doing P90X. Oh my God, that's old school. I haven't done that in 7-8 years. My workout, I hurt my shoulder doing push-ups. If you guys have seen me for a while, you know I was doing push-ups all the time, every day. And so I hurt my shoulder. So now I'm biking a lot. And again, this is one of the things I'm thinking about. Someone's asked about action versus planning. What's your goal? And so in biking, we have a goal called FTP. And so I actually have been using ChatGPT to help create a training plan. So you can say, in 4 weeks, I want this goal. And it's actually changed how I'm doing my biking. So now I'm doing Monday recovery ride, Tuesday, Thursday, tempo, basically like kind of intervals. So you go fast and slow, fast and slow. And then on Saturday, a long 3 to 4 hour ride. That's currently what I'm doing. Historically, what I like to do is I like boxing on Fridays. Oh, fuck, it's out of order. Squash Mondays, biking Tuesdays, boxing Fridays, bike Thursday, long bike ride Saturday. I don't know. I think with exercising, people need to go back to when they were a kid and do the activity that was fun for them. Oh, you're seeing me on your Facebook feed for which thing? I don't know. I don't really go into Facebook too much. Besides, like my girlfriend's mom, I message her via Facebook, but I don't go to it too often. Dude, I love I love Netherlands. I think Amsterdam's one of the coolest cities, separate of the drugs and hookers, or what? I don't know, brothels. I think Amsterdam's an awesome city. Vondel Park. Is it Vondel? I think it is. The canals, the biking, the boating, everything. How important is research as an entrepreneur? Not important. I think what's more important is, can you get people to give you money or pay attention to you? James does not. So if you guys saw, it went very viral about me asking private jet owners to get on their jet, which was crazy. He doesn't want me sharing his last name. I've asked. He doesn't want me sharing anything about him. I could probably interview him again. We do contact each other. I wish I would have asked more details about his business, like how is he doing the energy trade to make all the money, and tell us more specifics. But it was crazy. I was just like, I can't believe I'm on a jet. It was just like it was overwhelming and awesome at the same time. Hey, Bob, what was my best part? I rode in Santa Barbara. I did a ride. I think the best part of my ride was I stopped at wineries on the ride, which was really fun. Michael, maybe I will. Hey, man, good to see you. I don't know if I'll come to Colombia. My girlfriend's family lives in Venezuela. I might go there, hopefully one day. Dude, Caribbean $1 Million Weekend? I will say Jamaica. Is that in the Caribbean or Bahamas? I got confused. I don't know where everything is in the world. I thought Jamaica was but Caribbean islands like BVI, all that kind of stuff. Am I active in AppSumo? Yes. I'm currently CEO, which sounds very serious, but it means help run the company, set some of the direction, and I'm running the marketing team. I think how am I doing in it? Thanks for asking. Probably 8 out of 10 as CEO, maybe 7.5. I think marketing, I'm doing a 6, but it's getting up. It's improving. So I think it's good to be honest with yourself and also get that feedback. If you want to improve in your business, in your relationship, in your life today, get on your phone and ask for feedback from someone you respect and you'll listen to their opinion and maybe you'll do something. Budapest, dude, definitely Budapest. Maybe Puerto Rico. When is NOAA private flight coming? I do have a plane, but it's a little old piece of shit thing that I've had emergency landings in. I have considered when to get a private jet for myself. I think probably around the time of 50. Yeah. It's more the amount of time you can save. Having private jets makes it somewhat worth it. It's just like you don't have to do all these other things. You can leave when you want and all that other stuff. I think in terms of what to build, instead of trying to look for what's missing necessarily, look what's missing for yourself. The way that I've had a lot of success in my career is I don't look at what's most popular. I look at what's the platform I can build around. So if you think about it, when Facebook games and all these games like iPhones and games were popular, I built a payment system for games. So the platform. I don't care what game's popular. I care that I'll sell in the shovels. AppSumo.com. I don't know what tools are popular or going to be popular, but I know whatever's popular, I can get a deal on it and promote it for entrepreneurs. And that's what we do at AppSumo.com. No, I'm not interested in it. Like, what does this do for me? So with the YouTube channel, I'm interested in growing subscribers and probably revenue so I could hire more people and make even better videos and do more stuff. But a search engine to kind of search semantics of the videos, work backwards. Don't build anything anymore. Go get a customer or someone. A lot of times people, and this is a common mistake, they're building businesses without advantages. So I'm a YouTuber. I've been doing YouTube a long time. I know a decent amount of them. I can build something and call up a lot of YouTube people. I'm guessing you don't, which is not a problem. Doesn't mean you can't be successful, but you could probably build this or in an area where you have an advantage or work backwards from working with a creator. Make it easier on yourself. Other cheaper time savers like private jet. Yes, hiring an assistant. Number one. I have a bunch and it frees you up to focus on things that matter as well. Sometimes I do a lot of shit work because it's kind of nice to remember to wash the dishes yourself. But I think that's probably one of the best ways to time save. I think what I would also be mindful of is look how you're spending your week and figure out areas of energy. Where's the energy really high? Where's it low? And see about how do you remove lower energy areas. Also, add in some recharge time. That is how you will save time. And make sure, like, lastly, you're getting good night's sleep. I've noticed that I wake up every morning as I'm getting older at 7 a.m., which is different. I don't know. I'm just waking up. I don't understand why. I've tried all these different things. What I've changed, though, is if I might get up at 7, well, I got to go to sleep earlier to get the amount of hours I need. If partnerships are necessary, what would you ask your potential co-founders? I think what I would be mindful of is two things. One, I hate kissing people's ass. I don't want people kissing my ass. And secondly, go on dates, don't get married. So you can, and instead of asking questions a lot of times, I look at what people do, not what they say. So can I see what they've done? And then how do you go on dates with people? And then understand if the dynamics of what you want to do, it's a good collaboration or not. Do I still keep in contact with Tim Ferriss? Yes. I talked to him yesterday. Guys, I've got to get going in like a minute or two. I'm just going to do, don't leave just yet. I'm going to do a few call outs. If you want to be on our launch team for the book, so help edit the book, help leave an honest review when it comes out. I could really use your help. Plus, I think it'll be super fun for you. Send me an email. It's me and Tommy Dixon. Tommy Dixon was in the audience just like you. He applied for the job, and now he's running all the book marketing for our launch next year. If you want to be on the launch team, a little bit of work and an honest review, email book@okdirect.com. You'll be in our private Slack group as well. We're only picking 100 people. So send an email there. Next, if you want to find out our book, other exclusive things that are going on with me, marketing, business tips, cool products, I think you'll enjoy it. Go to okdork.com and join the newsletter. If you're like, I don't want to do this book thing, I ain't doing that. That sucks. I'm trying to find the URL. Why can't I find the URL? Go to okdork. I'm just going to write it. Go to okdork.com and join the newsletter if you are not on it. Go do that right now. okdork.com. How can I build? I'm just looking at some of these questions. Can I make a video about building a personal brand? No, because I don't focus on building a personal brand. I just don't think about it that way. I think about what do I like and don't like, and maybe those elements are a brand, but it's just me being me. Do I outsource a lot of stuff? Yes, but I don't outsource it. I insource it. So either hire people. I think hiring contractors is one of the most underutilized things in business. If you have a business that's working, or if you want to have people even help you around the house, like a cleaning person. All right. I think that's pretty much the show. What'd you guys, so let me ask, and I'll finish it off. Feedback today, what'd you guys think? This is definitely more business question focused. I'm curious what you guys thought. What did you like about today, and what would you guys like to see? Again, we do this at the last Friday of every month. We don't really email out about it, but maybe we should. Not should, but maybe we can. So on the newsletter, we can notify in the next one. I'll take a note of that. The next video is dropping, I think, Saturday or Monday. I have to record the hook for it. It's an interesting one. It's about the American dream. So it's either gonna, let me take a step back. I'm proud of it. So if it does really well, great. And if not, that's okay too. I'm proud of it. Great energy today. I'm back at the end of, or put it in your calendars if you want to. I always put things in my calendar. So it should be June 30th. I might be flying that day, but June 30th is the next one of these. You like the format. You wish your question had been addressed. Sorry, I apologize. It's hard to get to everyone. Meetups in Austin, not right now. Yeah, I did pick up Steven when we did the questions. Thank you, Dieter. Nick Barnes, you like it, the rapid fire questions. Is the book cover done? Maybe. More business stuff. Need more on early stuff. We can do more early. Dude, Jason, thank you, man. I love you, man. I'll come see you in Paris. Say what up. Kenya, thank you, Eric. We'll have a Slack channel for the book launch team. Communities, people think you just build a Discord or something and people just magically do stuff. No, it's like a garden. You have to maintain it. You have to water it. You have to nurture it. So that's why I don't have that, because I'm not as active in it. But I think we're going to do it for the book launch. Dominic liked it personal and real. The audio is a bit of an echo. I think it's just the room in here. But that's good feedback. It's good feedback. See, look, what happens with feedback is we always get defensive. Like, no, it's not that bad. It's like, I hear you. I'm going to be mindful of it for the next one. Feels like a big Google Meet. Dude, I'm blocking you. You're annoying me with the question. All right, I got to go get lunch. I love you. You know what I'm going to say. I'll see you out there. Pew, pew. Have a great week. Love you guys.